There are women whose pain becomes art, whose wounds paint gardens instead of scars. Frida Kahlo was one of them, born in 1907 in the warm heart of Mexico, a child surrounded by color, folklore, and song. Even as a girl, she lived between two worlds, one full of laughter and tradition, and the other shadowed by illness, silence, and solitude. At 6, polio left one of her legs thinner, weaker, but even then, she learned to walk with grace. Perhaps pain was her first teacher, and art her second. At 18, her world shattered. A bus, a steel handrail, a body torn apart, spine broken, ribs crushed, pelvis splintered. Doctors said she might never walk again. But Frida, she refused to disappear. From her bed she painted, a mirror fixed to the canopy above her, so she could see the only subject she truly knew, herself. Each stroke became a heartbeat, each color a breath between agony and survival. Her pain was her palette, and in the stillness of her recovery, her art was born. Frida's paintings were not beautiful in the way flowers are beautiful. They were beautiful because they were honest. She painted her body, broken and unashamed, her heart bleeding, blooming, still alive. She painted herself pierced, split, and reborn. People called it surrealism, but she said, "I never painted dreams. I painted my own truth." In her truth, there was no separation between pain and poetry. Her canvas was her confession, raw, unfiltered, unapologetic, and the world finally began to listen. Then came Diego Rivera, a giant of a man, in art, in fame, in presence. They called him the elephant, and her, the dove. Their love was thunderous, a dance between worship and destruction. He loved her deeply, and yet he broke her heart more times than he could ever paint. Still, she returned again and again, not out of weakness, but because she understood something most of us forget. Love, even when it hurts, is part of being alive. Frida's body continued to betray her. Surgeries, miscarriages, endless pain. But she never hid it. She turned her suffering into symbolism. The spinal column as a broken pillar, the thorns around her neck, the tears that glistened like jewels. Her art became her voice when words failed her. Her wheelchair became her easel, her breath, her brushstroke. Every painting whispered, "I am still here." Frida once said, "I paint flowers so they will not die." But maybe she painted them so that she would live. Flowers appeared again and again in her art, not as decoration, but as resurrection. Even as her body weakened, her spirit was blooming. The garden in her home, Casa Azul, overflowed with life, with color, with resistance. She became the garden she painted, a woman who grew beauty from what hurt her most. When she died in 1954, her last diary entry read, "I hope the exit is joyful, and I hope never to return." But she never really left. Her face lives in murals, in memories, in women who refuse to hide their pain. She became a symbol, not of suffering, but of strength inside softness. Frida taught the world that art can be rebellion, that the body can be both prison and temple, that being broken does not mean being finished. Frida Kahlo reminds us, you can be both fragile and fierce, wounded and radiant, falling apart and still painting your soul back together. Healing isn't always about erasing the pain. Sometimes it's about giving it color. Sometimes it's about making it bloom. And maybe that's the most beautiful thing, to take what once hurt us and turn it into light. Frida's art was never just about her body. It was about the body of humanity, how we suffer, love, lose, and still choose to create. Because creation is the quietest form of courage. Broken, still blooming. Stay a while.